This is not about the legendary Balthazar Ebang Egonga. This is some history and geography lessons about the Igbos and their sojourn in Equatorial Guinea. Now sit tight, let's dive in. Do you know that the Igbos have lived in Equatorial Guinea for over 300 years? Yeah, they have. Equatorial Guinea is located at the eastern end of the Gulf of Guinea and presently in the Central African region. It is the only African Spanish speaking country. Among the Equatorial Guinea tribes are the Igbo people who also inhabit southeastern and southern part of Nigeria. According to official reports declared by the government of Equatorial Guinea, Igbo is the third largest tribe after Fang and Bubi tribes and occupies a small area in Bioko, also known as Fernando Po. Majority of them migrated to Bioko from Arochukwu, Abia State. Now, the Igbo migrated to Equatorial Guinea in the 18th century. That's like some 300 years ago, like I earlier stated. The Igbo subgroup of Arochukwu were the first people that entered Bioko before other Igbo groups like Mbise, Ngwa, Owerri, and the rest joined them in Equatorial Guinea. They were mostly working in the plantation field. Then Equatorial Guinea was a Spanish outpost and was called Español, the name of Spain. And my Igbo people couldn't grasp the nasal tone of Español, so they corrupted it to Paña. In fact, if you hear an average Spanish pronouncing Español, you would only hear Paño. And since the Igbos have the NY consonant, that is the near consonant, they corrupted it to Paña. Good. Paña grew to be a famous Japa destination for many Igbos back in 1920s to 50s. That every family has somebody living in that country. I think Nigerian sensational singer Tekno sang of Panya sometimes back. And that is how I remembered how my grandmother one time called me that someone wanted to marry me. The person is coming from Obodo Ibe, that I should come down to the village. So I now went to the village to see the person. I think that was about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, or more than, yeah. So I went to the village, then I was still younger. Then I saw the man. The man came from Panya. Unfortunately, due to the harsh labor introduced by the Spanish colonizers, Panya was trapped. The Igbos there barely survived on their wages. Some even spent same money on Panya women and even on alcohol and exotic spirits. If circumstances forced them to return, they did so with polythene bags, and their stories of their Balthazar Ebangas type escapades. Like, these men will return empty, like mumu, without anything attached to their names. My father even told me that someone he knew returned from Panya with cassava stick. There is a species of cassava in Arochukwu today called Apu Panya, which is so good that people ate it as yam. And I think that is probably the only good thing that came from Panya. And that also reminds me of a famous showbiz program called Okono's Club. Those who managed to come back from Panya featured in Okono's Club with beautiful dance steps from Panya. Also, the Zebrodaya film series of 1970s depicted a Panya returnee named Alberto. That was after the then East Central States government led by Ojukwu brought back so many Igbos living in Panya. However, many of our men never returned. They stayed back, and today is the third largest group in Equatorial Guinea. Aside this group, we have another wave of Igbo migration in the early 1990s to date. Most of them are established businessmen running things in Malabo and Equatorial Guinea. From what I learned, these new migrants spend quite a fortune on resident permits and other numerous documentos for shops and businesses.